So in this example, we have an x on both sides. See, we have a little bit of work here on this left-hand side. So what I want to do is clean this up, right? I want to get rid of these parentheses and to eventually get all the x's on the same side. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this -3. That's going to give me a 12 minus a 3x minus a 6 equals a x plus an 8. Okay, so typically I like to solve for an x on the left-hand side, but I also prefer not to have an x. I prefer not to have negative x's. I like to keep things positive. So I'm going to add a 3x to the other side, and then I'm going to subtract a 12 minus a 6, which is now going to give me let's see, that's going to be a 6 equals a 4x plus an 8. Okay, and now I can subtract the 8 onto the other side. Therefore, that's a that's a -2 is equal to a 4x. Divide by 4, and then I'll just rewrite the x on the left-hand side. X equals, this can be reduced, divide by -2, or divide by 2 on top and bottom, and that's going to be a -1/2. The negative could be up top, could be at bottom, or just write it out in front, however it may be. In this example, we're going to want to do the exact same thing. Apply distributive property here to both of those terms, right? Don't do it like that. That looks confusing because 2z is actually one, whole expression. So we're multiplying it to that expression and that one, right? So 3 times 2z is going to be a 6z. 3 times 1 is going to be a 3 equals a 35. Okay, so now you can see I can just easily get a two-step equation. So a 6z is equal to that's going to be a 32, and then divide by 6. Now that does not go into there evenly, so now we need to kind of reduce this fraction. So anything, all right, well, how can I reduce this, right? Well, I can divide the top and bottom by 2, right? And if I did that, I'd have a 16/3, which is going to be our final answer. And this example kind of looks like I went from like hard to easy. I'm not really sure why I did that, but I don't know. I guess I rearranged these in the opposite direction. I think I should have started with this one and gone in, but hopefully this is a good quick review for you. So over here, what we're going to do is just get the variables to the same side. So I'll add a 2t. Now here, I'm going to add them to the left-hand side because they're going to be positive, so that's going to work. So that's a 7t minus 3 is equal to a 10. Now that is a two-step equation. And remember, two-step equations, all we're looking at doing is undoing what's happening to the variable, right? We always want to undo addition and subtraction first, then undo multiplication and division. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a 3 to both sides. So I get a 7t is equal to a 13. Divide by 7. T is equal to a 13 over a 7. And voila, we're all done there.